Darrell told the police that his name was Landon Deal. Has anybody heard this yet before? Is this new to anyone up but me? Because this is news to me. I found something, you guys. All right. I'll show y'all what I found. I found this document. You know, it's always funny when mama finds a document. But I found a document of something that Darrell did. It was like a court case of his from 2011. And I thought it was funny because it involved a car and a police and the police. And Darrell trying to drive over the police. Give me 1 second and I will find it on here. All right, here we go. Let's read this here thingy-majigger. Darrell Edward Brooks, birthday 2/21/82. Yes, that's him. Okay, good. All right. Criminal complaint. Y'all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. Let us read what had happened. Okay, all right. Oh, I am a city of Milwaukee law enforcement officer and base this complaint upon the reports prepared by P.O. Gary Inman, who conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle the defendant was driving on a failure to wear safety belt. So Darrell didn't have his safety belt on, so the police is pulling him over for that. He then approached the defendant, who identified himself as Landon Deal. So Darrell told the police that his name was Landon Deal. Has anybody heard this yet before? Is this new to anyone up but me? Because this is news to me. Mama is reading a document that she found of Darrell. Okay. Apparently Darrell had got pulled over in 2011. Also, he did some crazy-ish. Okay. 12 years ago, Darrell was always doing some shit. Okay. So the police pulled him over because he didn't have his seatbelt on. All right. That's where we are so far. You got me? You got me? You got me. Hey, Dagon. What's up? That's right, Landon Deal. He said his name was Landon Deal, what he told the police. After running a check on that name, the officer again asked the defendant to identify himself, at which point the defendant quickly turned on his vehicle and placed it in drive. Yeah, he was trying to land a deal, was he? That what it was? Trying to land a deal with the prosecution. You know what I'm saying? So he came back, said, "What is your name again, sir? Because it ain't Landon Deal, you liar." So Darrell put the car in, and he turned the car on and put it in the drive. Fearing the defendant was attempting to run him over with the vehicle, police officer Inman jumped into the vehicle. He jumped in the car. He then began wrestling with the defendant to gain control of the vehicle. At one point, he had to pull the wheel to the left to avoid colliding with a parked car. He eventually was able to remove the key, and the vehicle came to a stop. Darrell is a hot fucking mess. Do you hear me? At that point, the defendant took flight. So he flew away like a bird. I think he means he ran. He ran away from the officer. He was eventually located inside a small children's playhouse. They found him in a playhouse, y'all. This is in 2011. Darrell got pulled over by the police for no seatbelt, tried to drive off. The cop jumped in the car, wrestled with him, took the keys. The car finally came to a stop. Darrell ran, took off, booking. But you know, Darrell got little legs, so his booking is more like a pamphlet. You know? Darrell pamphleted, okay, away and hid inside of a playhouse. Darrell and these playhouses. It's Darrell and these playhouses for me, okay? At this point, this is just like a thing he do. Okay. This is just a thing he do. He tries to drive over the people and then he hides in the playhouse. This is what he do. Like, this is just Darrell, a regular Darrell on a regular Darrell Tuesday, you know? Just what Darrell gonna do? Okay. So he was hiding in the playhouse. Okay. Hiding in a children's playhouse. He was ordered out, but refused to comply and was pepper sprayed. Round of applause for the officers who got the opportunity to pepper spray the shit out of Darrell. Yes, honey. Yes. Yes. Woo. Yes. The playhouse. That's right. That's where he fit. He fits there. You know, you get in where you fit in. And Darrell be fitting in a playhouse. You know what I'm saying? Darrell is a hot mess. Oh my God. This is too good to stop. Okay. So he was pepper sprayed. Darrell went into the police. He ran from the police. He hid in the playhouse. The cops found him, of course, because duh. And they said, get out of there. What are you doing in there, sir? You are too old. Not too big, but too old to be in the playhouse. Just because you fit in don't mean you belong in, okay? They said, get out of there. And he said, no, I want to talk to my mother. So then they just sprayed the shit out of him with the pepper spray. Oh, which gave mama innate happiness, okay? Innate happiness. I was happy in 2011, okay? On March 24th, 2011, I was happy and didn't know why. Turned out it was because of Darrell. Darrell had got pepper sprayed was what had happened. So he then charged at the officers, actively resisting arrest. Yes, he did. This tiny little self. He ultimately needed to be, oh my God, tasered twice. They also tasered him. I've never felt this jealous in all my life. I'm so jealous of these police officers. I'm so jealous. They tased him and they pepper sprayed him. They did both. Samantha, have you been listening, girl? Did you see what I found? I found it in the cut. 2011. Darrell got tased and pepper sprayed by the police. He hid in a playhouse. Does it get any crazier? Are you not entertained? Okay. All right. So, he then charged the officers actively resisting arrest. He ultimately needed to be tased twice before he was compliant with officers' requests. Should be noted that during the incident, Officer Inman was in his official Milwaukee Police Department uniform and identified himself as such. End of complaint. Ain't that some shit? The above named defendant on or about Thursday, March 24, 2011, did knowingly resist the officer while such officer was doing an act in an official capacity. Yes, honey. Okay, so anybody who's just coming up in here, let me explain to you what I just read, okay? So in 2011, around about March, okay, Darrell got pulled over by the police for not having a seatbelt on. Police came up to the car and they said, "What is your name?" Darrell then said, "My name is Landon Deal." That's what he said his name was. So Darrell lied and said his name was Landon Deal. Police went back, ran that name, came back and said, "Sir, what is your fucking name?" It damn sure ain't Landon Deal, okay? Darrell then turned the car on, put it in drive, and tried to take off. At which the police decided to jump in the car as to not get run over by the car. So he dove in. He's wrestling with Darrell to stop the car. Had to yank the wheel to avoid hitting a parked car. He finally got the keys out of the ignition. Eventually the car came to a stop. Darrell then hopped out of the car. Ran away. Took off running. Just took off. As fast as his little legs could take him. He just ran. Found a playhouse. Hid inside. He thought he had made it away. He had not. The police found him, of course. Okay. They said, "Where would a tiny guy hide?" They found a tiny house. There he was inside. They said, "Sir, could you please come out of there?" He said, "No, I'm not coming out." They pepper sprayed him. When they pepper sprayed him, he then climbed out and he attacked the police officer. He dove at them. He would not comply. He kept fighting. So then they tased him twice. So now he's all pepper sprayed and heated up with the taser. Where eventually then he did end up complying, of course. And this happened in 2011. I don't know if it was the right car. I looked for that too. It doesn't say what car he was in. In the complaint, it didn't say what car he was driving. It didn't describe the car. It just says a vehicle. Traffic stop on a vehicle. Ain't that something? Oh, Darrell. He been at it for so long. And I thought this was funny that he said his name was Landon Deal. Whose name is Landon Deal? Was that not interesting? Was that not interesting? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Indeed, it was. It definitely was. It's always fun to read the documents with my babies.